In this part of the world, when you mention the word DNA, some women get uncomfortable. But this story, this one here, is not just uncomfortable. It is shocking, unbelievable, and maybe the most chilling example of what a woman might do. Not because of what happened, but how it happened. This is the heartbreaking story of Joline Metuse. Welcome and welcome back to Truth Uncovered Africa, where we dive into the strangest, scariest, and most mysterious real-life stories across Africa. Today's case might leave you speechless. Our story takes us to Mungu, Zone 8, in our division, Kampala, a quiet community until one day, everything changed. Police had just arrested a woman, one of their own, on suspicion of murdering her own child. Yes, you heard me right. A mother accused of killing her own baby. But why? Let's rewind a little bit. Back in 2013, Joline met a man named Chris Rogari, a well-known diplomat. Their love blossomed fast and soon turned into marriage. Everyone around them thought they were the perfect couple. They had 5 beautiful children, a happy home, and a life full of comfort. Joline looked like she had everything she had wanted. But like they say, not everything that glitters is gold. In 2023, something strange happened. Chris, Joline's husband, received a phone call from a man he didn't know. The man said he was coming to pick up his child from Chris's home. At first, Chris thought it was a prank or maybe a scammer trying to destroy his marriage. But the calls kept coming and coming and coming. He was confused and shaken. So Chris finally told Joline of what he has been experiencing. But Joline brushed it off, saying someone was trying to ruin their family. But deep down, Chris couldn't rest. He couldn't take it. So he made a painful decision. He took DNA tests of 3 of his eldest children, age 14, 12, and 10. When the results came out, only one of them was his biological child. Hearing this news, Chris was devastated. He was crushed. 2 of the children he had raised and loved weren't his. He sank into depression, heartbroken by the betrayal. Still, he didn't test the last 2. His youngest son, who was 2.5 years old, named Gwa, and a baby girl who was just 1 year old. Chris, who was filled with regret, decided to file for a divorce. Joline, however, stayed with the 4 other children, while the only one confirmed to be the son of Chris was the eldest son, the firstborn. That was the one that went with his father. But even at that, his son was angry at his mom. He shouted at her, accusing her of destroying their family. This accusation from her son hit her very, very hard. When Chris filed for divorce on the ground of adultery, the judge demanded that a fresh DNA be conducted for all the 5 children, including the 2 little ones that Chris did not conduct DNAs for. And the DNA test will be carried out by the government analytical laboratory, and the samples will be collected from all the children in the presence of lawyers and experts. This was where things took a dark and unexpected turn, something no one ever saw coming. On April 1st, 2025, few days before the DNA would be taken, Joline called for help. She said her 2-year-old son, Gwa, had fallen from the first floor of their home. She immediately rushed him to a Chintata hospital around 10 p.m. that night. The doctors examined the child and advised for a CT scan. But by 5 a.m. the next morning, Gwa's condition had worsened. When they arrived at the hospital, sadly, Gwa was pronounced dead even before arriving at the hospital. When Joline broke the news to both families, they were devastated. But they mourned with her. But then, all of a sudden, Joline asked them to remove the body and arrange for a quick burial. Everyone believed her. After all, she said it was an accident. But something didn't add up. A family friend suggested that they wait, that something weren't adding up. She also noticed that the CT scan that was advised by the doctors was not carried out by Joline. This made her feel that something was fishy. So they contacted the police for further investigations. And without wasting time, the police swam into action. It was discovered that the forensic team that checked the boy's body, they found no signs of a fall, no scratches, no bruises, not even a swelling. Yet, the mother told them that the child had fallen from a story building. They decided to visit the house for further investigations. And when they got to the house, they discovered something shocking. The window Joline said Gwa fell through was permanently sealed. No way a child could have fallen through it. And with this evidence, the police did not waste any time. They arrested Joline and her housemaid. The maid, who wasted no time, confessed, saying the boy didn't fall. She said that Gwa collapsed in the living room. She claimed she had no part in this evil or what had happened to Gwa. So, a postmortem was done and the results finally came out. It will interest you to know that Gwa died from lack of oxygen. He had no food in his stomach. It looked like he had been starved to death, but by who? As they prepared for burial, the police demanded one last test, a DNA test, just to know the truth. The results, however, came out on April 4th, 2025, and the truth was Gwa was Chris' biological son. Yes, the child Joline allegedly killed to avoid the DNA test was actually Chris's real son. On April 7th, little Gwa was buried in his father's hometown of Kabale. Joline wasn't there. She didn't attend the burial as she was being held behind bars at the Ginger Road police station waiting for her day in court. Chris was in shock, still heartbroken. What started as a simple divorce ended in death. So now I ask you, why would the mother do this? Was it fear? Was it guilt or pure anger? It is already established that most of the children were not her husband. So what difference will it make if the fourth child was Chris's own? Did she hate her husband so much that she would rather kill his son, which is also hers, just to hurt her husband even more? This is indeed heartbreaking. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And if you found this story chilling and eye-opening, please like, share, and subscribe to Truth Uncovered Africa. We will keep bringing you real-life African stories that leave you speechless. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.